I am the man. I am the king of my land. Doing everything that I can. I know.
If you're a nerd like me, you grew up watching this wonderful animated series called Avatar: The Last Airbender. And Netflix has now given us a live action remake of this show. And now the internet's going crazy. Some people thinking one way, some people thinking another way. But I'm about to tell y'all what I think. Let's roll.
Never recover. The world needs the Avatar. It needs you, Aang.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Don't Cancel Me or My Movie TV Show Opinions. It's your boy Peachy Perfect, and I'm here to break down my thoughts on Avatar: The Last Airbender, the newest Netflix special to hit on the streaming services. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this show. I've been seeing everything from the 10 out of 10 and this show is amazing to people saying, what the world did they just give us? They failed us again. And for those who don't know what the again is, it's because a couple years ago, they also tried to give us a movie, a live action movie regarding the Avatar: Last Airbender. And it went over terribly. It was horrible. But do I feel the same way? Let's find out. But these are my 5 takeaways from watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Let's roll it. My first takeaway is the characters and the actors. I thought that this show did a really good job this time of casting the right people for the right roles. I think the young man that plays Aang does a really good job of capturing Aang's wittiness, his childish behavior, but also how he can get serious in his caring heart of how he wants to help people. He did a really good job. One of my favorite castings is the Prince Zuko. Prince Zuko really does a good job, really sells you on his character. You really get to learn a whole lot about him in season 1, which is quite different from what we learned in the animated series. It took us a little while for us to get to know the real Zuko, but season 1 did a really good job of going through his backstory and showing us everything that he's been through, the reason that he is where he is today. I think they did a wonderful good job. I know a lot of people were saying that the movie was whitewashing, meaning that they have this Asian show and they're getting white people to be cast, in which very, very well so may be true. But this time they got it right. Everybody did an awesome job. I don't think everybody was written for correctly, like General Zhao and also Jet. Those 2 characters I felt like wasn't written as strong as they could have been, but nonetheless, I enjoyed it. My second takeaway is that the story does move slightly different. Now, what I mean by this is that all the main things were still the main things. We're still going to go through all that season 1 stuff with Boomy. You're still going to go through all the season 1 stuff with the moon spirits and the ocean spirits. Getting to the north and water tribe, going to Omashu. All of those things were still the main things, but there were a lot of different things that was changed. And of course, I'm not going to go over that because this is a non-spoiler review, but I do think that those changes were very necessary, and it kind of keeps those who've seen the animated show, kind of keeps us guessing a little bit how they're going to do this moving forward. My third takeaway is that it was only 8 episodes. And for me, it felt like it was kind of short. I do felt like you had to rush a lot of the story. I do understand that it is season 1. Season 1 is usually that test season, to try to see who get it out there, see if they're going to like it, see how the reaction is. I do think that this probably could have used 2 more episodes. But when I actually sat down and thought about it, then I had to think about budgets. And normally how these shows work on their budgets is that if they would have extended it to extra episodes, that would have cut into the budget, which means we probably wouldn't have got as much bending and action scenes that we did get. And of course, non-spoiler, but the final episode does require a lot of CGI. So when I think about it like that, I'm kind of glad they kept it at 8 episodes so that they can focus the money more on the action scenes. Which brings me to my 4th takeaway, which is the fight choreography. Now, I think the fight choreography was awesome. It was Japanese fighting like Jet Li and Jackie Chan movies, but you also have powers and bending and doing this and doing that, which required a little CGI, but nonetheless, I thought it looked really darn good from what the movie was looking like first off, and then just how low budget movies and stuff try to be like this. They can't really master all the fight scenes. They can't master the bending, the powers and stuff. It looks fake. It looks like it couldn't, of course we all know this stuff is not real, but we want it to look as real as we can get it to look. So I must say that whoever they got on the fight choreography team, they need to keep them and they need to use them for season 2 and season 3. My last takeaway from this series is it is a lot better than the movie, miles better than the movie. I thought the movie wasn't really captivating. You really didn't fall in love with the characters. Now, nonetheless, a movie is a little different and a little more difficult than a TV show, because a TV show you have more time to draw out characters, to write characters. You have more jobs to set up more hours, to set up character arcs and to set up action sequences and plot twists. So I do think TV has an easier job than movies, but nonetheless, I do think that this live action remake is a lot better than the movie, resulting in, I do believe, getting renewed for a season 2. I do think this show can really finish itself out as the numbers grow for the movie. As the numbers grow for the TV show, then I do think the budget would go up and maybe we can get a lot more things, because if you watch the animated show, then it's about to get a whole lot crazier in the next coming seasons, especially with them bringing on Azula. But that's just my opinion. Please don't cancel me. I want to know what y'all think. Please leave what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. This is Peachy Perfect, and I'll be back with more videos.